I have a really exciting interview for you today. I am bringing to you the owner of Wildly Creative Studios, and Alicia is who handles all of my email marketing, and she is who has created all of my guides that I use for lead magnets, both for real estate clients and for real estate agents on social media. And I wanted to bring Alicia on today because she has been instrumental in creating leverage in my business. She is an absolute pro at what she does. She makes everything so seamless, and she literally takes what I let her know after she asked me a few questions about a project, and she is who brings it to life. So if you are looking for getting some help in your business on email marketing, social media, running paid ads, or if you need someone to create some done for you guides, checklist, whatever you need in your business, you definitely are not going to want to miss this interview. All right, everybody, here is Alicia. And Alicia, you are truly my most favorite person to work with. It's been a little over a year now, and you have helped me in so many different ways that I really just wanted to learn more about what led you to start Wildly Creative Studios.
So I had this vision whenever I was still working in corporate. I come from a corporate digital marketing agency background, and I saw a lot of small business owners get treated really poorly because they could not afford agency prices and they really needed like the help and support for their digital marketing, and just the loss of confusion that clients would come in with like questions. And whenever you're in an agency setting, how it seems to work, not all agencies, but how it seems to work, and that what I experience time after time again is that their questions wouldn't really get answered. They would get gold star, like premium customer support for like the first couple of months. And then when their contract renewed, it would just kind of like die down. They would just become another paycheck. And that just never really felt right with me. And I also didn't want to continue making someone else's dream happen. I had a vision of I can easily help people in a better way and give them this experience that they truly deserve, to invest in someone to help them grow their business without either overworking myself or without completely being chained to my screens all the time. And so it was two part of my mission to serve people and to help business owners really excel online and grow their business. But I also wanted to support my own life and support my own dreams, and to also lead by example of you can grow a business online, you can support clients, you can truly serve people without being chained to your computers and your screens all the time, without having to feel like you need to work more to make the income that you serve. So it was self-led and mission driven, and it's been quite the journey ever since I've started.
Your service is incredible. Like by far top 3 companies I've ever worked with, your service stands out. You can just tell and feel that you really do care about your clients. Like you're invested with us, and that's the best feeling.
Oh, thank you. My goal is to make every client feel like my only client and to become like a true partner inside their business. So I love that you said that.
You accomplish that goal, like without a doubt, for sure. So speaking of clients, who is your ideal client?
So I work with mission driven, usually women business owners, just because they seem to relate, or it's a lot easier to find them in the online space. But people that ultimately want to serve other people and do good is kind of like the vibes that I find. So from my done for you services are anybody that has like a service type based business that are going out and working with other clients and just bringing more like quality of work to their own industry. So I work with a lot of real estate agents, online business owners, online business managers, virtual assistants, coaches. Oh my gosh, the list can literally go
Yeah,
on. Like
you've got a big
nonprofits.
spread.
I started with like nonprofits and really like B2B businesses. And whenever I went into the online space, my world completely opened, where a lot of my digital marketing done for you is real estate clients and nonprofits and local businesses here in Arkansas. And then on my coaching side is a lot of service providers, so graphic designers, copywriters, email marketers, and other online coaches as well. And real estate coaches is another little niche group that I have found myself in, which is really exciting. I love working with a variety of people because that way it keeps me challenged to continue to
Yeah.
learn new things for the industry of what I'm helping, but it also helps me like refine my skills for every single different individual person because no industry is the same and nobody serves their clients the same. So it keeps my skills kind of robust as well.
Yeah, it really keeps you versatile.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a challenge, but it's also like a good challenge. I like a good challenge.
Yeah, it probably keeps it interesting too. I would think like no day is ever exactly the same.
Yeah, that that is 100% true. Things can definitely pop up with working with such a variety of different clients, but in the agency world, I found like we would have a particular set of like niche-based clients, and I would just be like doing the same type of strategies for the same type of businesses, and it would get like redundant and boring, and then I would find myself going in the same pattern of, oh, well, it works really good for this type of business. So we might as well try it for this one. And there was no real customization. And with working with a variety of different people, it helps you create that customization. So that way you are challenged to learn your client's business. You are challenged to learn what's going to work for them. And you don't fall into like a repeatable pattern of, oh, this works for XYZ. Let's just like copy and paste it over here because that isn't quality service, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree. And there is nothing cookie cutter that you put out whatsoever, which another big plus in my book.
Thank
It's
you.
not that you never just feel like a number. And I think that that happens, I'm sure in all industries. I'm, of course, real estate, but I know it happens in real estate where it's this one size fits all approach and it's total BS. It doesn't work and it's not going to get you where you need to be. So I love that.
Oh, thank you. That is like ultimate goals is to never make someone feel like a number because I've been there in other things that I've invested in or just like other things that I've needed help and support in and feeling like you're just a number and is really kind of like heartbreaking and it makes you lose trust and faith in like that
Yeah.
support that you're getting as well. So
It
thank
does.
you.
I've been there so many times and it makes you feel like you kind of got like scammed in a way. It's not
Mhm.
that you're not getting anything, you are, but it's probably not what you were expecting. And it's really hard to find someone like you who not only produces custom work, but you also take the time and invest on your end to understand who that person is and what their business is looking to accomplish. And I think that's huge.
Thank you. Thank you. I want you guys or you in general or other clients to always feel like we're not only like business partners, but we're also friends too. Because
Oh
then what
yeah,
we
we
get to
totally
know.
are. And I know your other clients because as you know, I know some of your other clients. I know we all feel that way. Like I was chatting with Tina the other day and we were talking about you and just how much you invest in making sure we're all on the same page, but there is that personal side of our relationship which I love. Like our calls every month are the best. I look
Oh.
forward to them.
I do too. And this just puts in another like little surprise of, oh, I get to chat with Amanda again.
Yeah, it's great. And even before we started this, we were talking about our dogs. That's normally what we do.
Oh my gosh, connect with me on a dog and you'll be my best friend.
And you know it's dog mom life in this house.
Absolutely.
So tell me more about what are you doing as far as services and support for your different real estate clients?
So I primarily do full suite digital marketing, and I just learned like yesterday that there's a totally different definition of digital marketing. So I am like the old school digital marketing of copywriting, email marketing, graphic design, social media marketing, paid social media ads. Those are, I think that's five. Those are kind of my top five that I help clients with. But the biggest thing is the strategy behind it. So I'm not just saying like, hire me for your social media marketing and I'll just put out like bland content that's going to make you sound like every other agent. I really focus on the sales psychology behind your services of what you like to do, the messaging behind your services, and who you serve in your unique selling proposition to really make sure that everything is tailored and customized for you. So while I help in those different five areas, the strategy is one of the biggest things that I would say like you most get out of it because that helps the clarity and that helps you learn how to ask questions. So if you ever go off on your own, you understand of, okay, this is the foundation, the groundwork that we set up in the strategy, and now I just need to build off of the strategy. A lot of my clients that come to me, they don't understand the questions to ask or how to build on top of the strategy, because the real estate clients in general that I work with, they're really, really, really good at what they do. And whenever it comes to online digital marketing, they get so overwhelmed of trying to do it themselves that they just don't know like what questions to ask or like even where to start, because all of these types of services, they change almost every single day. And while you are an expert in your field and trying to keep up with everything that's going on in your industry, you don't need to spend another 10 hours a week of learning how to market yourself on social media whenever you can hire someone that can help you build that groundwork. And I also teach you how to not have to work with me long term for like the rest of your life. If you ever find time to like do it yourself or something happens and you need to do it yourself, you know how to take that strategy and implement it. So that way you don't lose that progress and momentum that you're going off of. So I would say the biggest thing is building the foundations of your strategy, and then the 5 other like little niches within that strategy of how to build your business online. So that way you can focus serving your people in a way that feels good for you, but your business is still growing behind the scenes and it's working for you, which is what your business strategy should be doing.
Yeah, you create in my business so much leverage just because of what you said of asking the right questions. Because I was and still am that person who doesn't know the right questions to ask to even get started. And it's that it just becomes overwhelming and then nothing gets done. The Instagram blueprint that you created for me and then the email marketing behind it, like I had been thinking about that for at least 2 years, but I didn't know what to do with it, or I knew how to write what I do and what works, but then it stopped there. So you took something that was a pain point and a complete block in my business, and with in a month had our meeting, asked me all the questions that I would have never even known that I should be looking into, and then put everything together and it was done. Here you go, Amanda. Wish I'd done that sooner. But I think that that is really a hands-on example of you coming in because that's what you're the expert in. Definitely not real estate agents in most cases. Are we going to be the expert in any of that? And you create that leverage and you're putting something together and creating far better than what and I would say most real estate agents are going to be able to do, like 99%, I would say.
Well, thank you. I have found that real estate agents are very creative. It's the execution that they really lack in, because you guys just don't have time. You're constantly like serving your own clients. And whenever it comes to those like tedious little tasks that need to get off your plate, or the things that you just don't understand that goes into like building an email sequence and fully like knowing how to piece all the little different, I like to call them spider webs of the online space, like
Oh,
the
that's a good
little
example.
spider webs that you pull together to create like this seamless flow for your clients that are coming to find you, which is, it's also fun for me because I'm building this puzzle and connecting all the webs together. And then the excitement like that you had after that project was done was just like absolutely fulfilling, because I could see the relief from
You
you
made
as
me
well. You're like, oh my
emotional. I think I
gosh.
messaged you on Slack and was like, "Oh my gosh." Like, it really did make me emotional to see that come together, because it was like, I know we had our meeting, but you still, everything that you put together was so much more than what I even conveyed in that meeting.
Oh,
And that shows your expertise because you knew what questions to ask. And then I just needed to get out of the way from there and let you do your thing.
I will say, whenever my clients get in their own way, that is one of like the biggest things that I'll say, like, hey, just let us handle it. We got you. And then once you're able to see that it's done or like see what's possible, it helps you like start spinning the wheels of like, ooh, now I can like, once I get this good, because I always say like perfect this first
Yep.
or get this going, and then let's build on like over here or like over here. And like while you're growing that, you can continue to spin your wheels of seeing what's possible for your business whenever you put these strategies in place. And that, I don't know, I just think it's really exciting.
It is exciting, but I think I love that you get joy from you're the one that's creating the bricks and stacking them, so you get joy from it too when it all comes together and then you hear the success stories or even just the joy from your client seeing it, in real life. Like it happened, it's real, you helped make it happen. Like that's a
Mhm.
win-win.
Yes, absolutely. I love it.
I love it too. It's exciting. Do you have one success story from one of your real estate clients that you'd like to share?
Yes, I would say it's kind of similar to your project that you just discussed. It's another email marketing strategy that we put together. But this client came to me, I think we've been working together a year, almost 2 years. And she fully she understood the digital marketing space. She understood online strategies that she needed, but she couldn't piece together her visions. I also work with a lot of type A managing people. So, for your audience, if they're not familiar with managers, we're all over the place. We have all
I'm
the
a Manny-Gen.
ideas. This is why we get along.
Probably.
And you have so many different ideas that you need to just learn how to hone in and sit with them before you can start executing. Or like this particular client, she came to me with halfway done ideas, and she was like, I just don't know how to clean up my business or get started on my business. And so she wanted to focus a lot on email marketing. She had 3 different resources that she wanted to focus on first, and these guides were 20 to 30 pages each. So we created the guide, and then we created a 8 to 12 email sequence for this guide to help book a consultation call for her. And her biggest goal when she first started was she thought that she needed help with just design work and just kind of cleaning up the systems and strategies in her business. But whenever we started working on this email marketing project, she learned what is possible inside of her business. And so we got the 2 sequences done first for the 2 different guides for buyers or sellers. And then she started seeing wow, email marketing really takes off a huge piece of the puzzle, or huge piece of the chunk of work in my plate too. And then she started asking for all the forms and all the guides. So she's like, can I have a form that will lead into an email sequence that goes into this? Can I have one for this? And she started being able to realize how she can use call to actions to drive people to her email list, to have the email list nurture and sell to her audience list without her feeling like she had to show up on social media all the time. She was really getting burnt out from showing up on social media. So now she has all these different entry points into her sales funnel to book a consultation call to nurture potential leads and potential clients in her business. And it all works for her once they get into her pipeline. And then they're connected together as well. So if you press on this button, you go into X segment. So then you get into another nurture sequence, and just seeing how she learned. So she learned that from her real estate business, and she also does it in coaching as well. So then she started adding on those different strategies in her coaching side of it. And one of her favorite things to teach her agents for is email marketing. And she would have never gotten to that point if she didn't take the time to invest and to learn the strategies and help me with her for her real estate business. And I would
Yeah.
say that is one of the most transformational things, is because it's the ripple effect when we work together. So what I teach my clients and how I support them and help them strategize, they can take those lessons that they're learning from me from their business and teach their clients. If they want to go into real estate coaching, they can take different strategies and then start expanding how they serve people, or start with an online passive product that they can sell because they learn the skill. She is an expert, I would say, in different types of email marketing because of what she has learned from me. So she was able
Yeah.
to not only nurture her clients and build a system and strategy that takes a huge weight off of her plate for her real estate clients, but then she started having a niche part of how she wanted to teach other real estate agents in her local community of, this is something that you can put in your business and this is how it works. And now she can fully talk about it. She can help lead people to where they need to go, know kind of the platforms that need to that they need to be on, or like that is easiest for agents to be on. And just like her growth and her expansion, I would say is probably one of the best like success stories, because she was so lost in her coaching side. She struggled with it that whole year that we worked together. And then finally something just kind of clicked in her brain and she was like, this is truly amazing. And that just like that fulfilled my
Yeah.
heart. It pulled out all the heartstrings and I was like, oh, you're growing up so well.
Oh, I love it. That's such a full circle moment because not only did you solve her problem and leverage her time for her real estate clients, then a whole other arm was built into her business that not only is helping other people, but it's also creating, I'm sure, passive income for her. So, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It's just, it started with a big mess that you were able to sort out and then grew and grew and grew.
Yep. I like to say it kind of like, I don't know if you've seen like the graphics of like the brain with all the like jumbled ideas, and it's kind of
Mhm.
like a scribbled. And it just started like pulling out the pieces and kind of like creating clarity inside of her brain. And her managing energy is also great whenever it comes to these type of projects or this type of growth, because she latches on something that's super exciting. She's like, oh yes, I want to learn this. And then she puts her whole like heart and energy into it. And now she's like, oh, I can actually teach on this because I'm doing it for my business and you've taught me. And now I can like start doing networking, like little online or in-person workshops that will help
Yeah.
agents like learn email marketing. Because I think within like the last few years, people kind of either got burnt out on email marketing, or like social media
Yeah.
became the hot new like buzz thing. And a lot of people just they tend to fall off whenever it comes to like blogging and email marketing. And those are two strategies that can really make a huge transformation inside your business that people forget because it's not as sexy as like TikTok or Instagram. I would say it's a slower rate of converting people, but you're staying top of mind. And that is one of the biggest things that you can do for your business.
Email marketing is just the forgotten marketing technique, I think. I'm with you. I don't know why it fell off, or I think some people think that it doesn't work, but it is such a great way to stay top of mind and still provide value. It's not just sending out, generic garbage once a week. If you really invest in it with the help of you, because we all know my email marketing would not be happening without you. You've shown me even that you can pour on so much value and also just nurture those relationships. And from a real estate standpoint, I mean, mine's once a month, but that's 12 touches in a year. That's huge.
Yeah,
And you can be
that
so consistent about it.
and it's a good way to like people want to buy from people and people want to connect with people. And it's a really good way to use storytelling within your marketing where it doesn't burn you out, because you're keeping your audience updated on one, your knowledge and expertise of how you serve clients, but also just who you are in general, of like reminding them of either why they came to work with you in the first place, or giving them a connection point of being in their shoes and understanding like the problems that they're going through or the struggles that they're going through, and tying it in with like your real world experience. And that is what makes you human and what puts you in front of other people versus other competitors, versus staying in the background, only focusing on social media and hoping that's going to get people to convert. But email marketing, there's such a personal different touch that you can add to it, where it truly gets people to want to see your emails every month or want to hear from your
Yeah.
stories, because you're giving them that little behind the scenes that you may not see on social media. Because telling your audience what you're doing for a holiday or like your travel plans, that would take a 5-minute video, whereas it's just a couple paragraphs in the email. And a lot of people will stick around and just read it because people are nosy. They want to know what you're doing
They
and they want to
are.
know what your
Yeah.
life looks like.
And
And
I
it's a
feel the
good
same way.
thing.
I want to know, what they're doing too for that same reason. One, I just like to know what they're up to, but yeah, I'm nosy for sure.
Yeah. We all I kind of like see the peaks of behind the scenes of like who this person is, and it just gives that real touch. And I think that's what a lot of people forget is social media is great, but it's only what you choose to see. Whereas email marketing, you can put in a lot of value, but that personal side that you may not feel comfortable to put on social media because you
Yeah.
control who sees your emails versus what people on Instagram or TikTok see.
Yeah, I think it's a much more intimate type of marketing, of course, depending on how you set it up, but definitely for real estate. It's such a great way, as you said, to share some stories of personal life and what you're doing on a personal level, family, travel, that type of thing that
Mhm.
really wouldn't normally show up on social media because, well, you really shouldn't be posting that you're traveling if your house is vacant while you're away. And some things on social media, like that it's your account's public, it's going out to the world, and
Mhm.
everybody can screenshot and do whatever they want to do. Where email, I know we approach it as really talking to friends. Yes, they're clients, but they're friends too.
The question and the pain points around email marketing is, oh, I get a email from XYZ every single day. Like, I don't want to be that person, but you're not that person because you're sharing your story and you're touching
Yeah.
your audience in a different way.
I always laugh when someone's like, "Oh, like, I don't wanna bother people, I hate getting these emails." But when I look in my inbox from, big companies that are out there, like, they really are emailing every day or every other day, and I don't unsubscribe, I just delete it because I
Mhm.
don't need it at that time, but it would never make me not do business with those companies, like, they're marketing.
And the other thing, it's also a mindset thing as well of people have the power to unsubscribe if they want to. And if they do, then that just means that they're not for you and that you're opening doors for someone else that is truly more aligned on the other
Yeah.
side, or someone else is going to come in that sees your message and is like, oh my gosh, where has this person been my whole life? I absolutely need to work with them. So it's a
Yeah,
mindset
you're
thing
right.
too of just because you think that people don't want to see it, you never know what message you're going to say in that email that is going to make them be like, wow, I need to reach out because this is exactly what I need. So always
Yeah,
just like
feel that
keeping that,
connection.
yeah, keep that connection there and keep the door open for your aligned clients to come in.
Find your people, right?
Yes, find your people, find your people and party with them.
I love that. Business is so much more fun when you find your people. I really wish that I had learned that way earlier on. I think that that's a mistake that I've made in business. Just you've got to be okay that not everybody is the right fit and vice versa.
No, I 100% agree. I think that's a lot of a challenge that many of us face when we first start because we're so focused on generating that revenue. So we say yes to everybody and we become that yes man. But the most empowering day that you have in your business journey is the first time you say no to someone that like your intuition is just like, it's not a good feeling. And then you start saying no and you start saying no again, and then you're like, wow, now I'm attracting like more people that I love working with. And it just
Funny
starts
how
being
that
that
works
ripple
out.
effect. Right.
I think you're right though. It's a natural sort of progression in business, I'll say, because I used to be downright scared to say no because then
Mhm.
you feel like, I lost that piece of business, maybe I'm going to lose other business. But then the confidence that builds when your gut is saying this person is not a good fit, all the red flags are popping up and you're just like, "Hey, I really think you'd be better suited working with someone else." It really builds confidence, and then you're right, other business starts showing up and you're like, I might have been so stressed out or so focused on this person that I missed the right type of business. So if somebody would like to get in touch with you to discuss their needs in their business, what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
I would say the best way is either on Instagram at Wildly Creative Studio or going to my website and filling out the contact form. So wildlycreativestudio.com/contact.
I'll drop links in the description too for everybody.
Instagram will be the easiest one if you just have a few questions and you want to talk through, or the link on the website will direct you to a call. I always say a call is usually easier if you're kind of like that, you need that personal vibe touch. Plus, it gives us a chance to just chat and see if like we can get get along on a personal level as well, because it's not a sales call. It's truly like a vibe check call to see if we're going to match.
And I can totally vouch for that. There is no sales on that initial call. It's just a conversation to see if it's going to be the right fit.
Those personal like conversations that you have, for me, like it helps me truly like understand like how you also serve your clients. It's like a two-part of I get to know you and I get to be like friends with you and really build up a good relationship. But through that, I also learn how you speak, how you work, how you interact with people as well. And it just overall helps like that internal back end strategy that I'm helping you build too, because I truly do know you and I have become an invested partner in you.
I think it makes it that much stronger with what you then create and provide because we know each other on a personal level. It's so much further beyond a monthly email newsletter and guides and checklists and that type of thing. It's like I wrote them, although I could never write or design that well. There's no chance, but it feels like I did and it feels natural. So then clients see that too. And I think that's really important because it's so much garbage out there. I'm going to say sorry to other people out there. Like if you're using templates and that type of thing, like it's not going to work.
I will say that is one of the best points in your business, that you can feel confident to either learn how to do it yourself where you're no longer relying on templates, or hire someone that can really capture your voice and capture that uniqueness for you, because that is like your transitional point in your business of you're now embracing your personal brand, you're building up your personal brand, and you know how to speak to your ideal client that really gets inside their head, gets them to want to work with you. And it's just, again, a partnership of once you no longer rely on templates, because templates are just going to make you sound like everybody else and be like every other agent out there.
Yes.
And once you embrace your personal brand and how you serve and show up and talk to your ideal clients and talk to your leads, that's where you're going to start seeing more inquiries trickle in, because there's that relatable point that was missing where a template just can't do it for you.
No, it can't. Even if it does, I don't even think it would work in today's industry that we're operating in. But even if it does, the odds of that person being your people are slim to none. It's that
Mhm.
personal tone and approach that sets agents apart now. Thank you so, so much for making time for this today. I know you are crazy busy and I really do appreciate it. And I will see you soon.
I'll see you in a couple weeks probably. But thank you for
Exactly.
having me. I'm super honored to come share my story, and hopefully your audience gets something out of this as well.
I'm sure that they will. They definitely will. If you want to reach out to Alicia, I am going to include all of her contact information in the description below. She would be happy to connect with you and learn a little bit more about your business and what you're looking to accomplish. And if you are interested in growing your real estate business without ever making that dreaded cold call, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Until I see you on the next one, thanks for watching.